many fine sponsors you hear throughout the broadcast because they are the ones that make it all possible for us to be bringing you Great Bend Chiefs baseball. Chiefs looked really good yesterday. They won the first game by a score of 3-1, and then in the second game they were able to win by a score of 10-1, and that game was called as rain started coming and the time limit was going to run out. So Chiefs come into this contest this morning with a 10-2 record. Today it's going to be Paco Hernandez on the mound for the Chiefs, and Beck will be your catcher. We'll give you those lineups in just a minute. Great Bend Chiefs are going to be the visiting team, so they'll have first bat. Let's go ahead and give you those lineups. Batting first will be Sage Kelch playing shortstop. Second, Jade Poe will be at third. Paco Hernandez will be on the mound, batting third. And Steph Spray, in that usual cleanup spot, he'll be batting fourth, playing first base. Fifth, playing center field, Gavin Haberman. Sixth, playing left field, Tyler Stolzatz. Seventh, playing right field, will be Matthew Mader. Eighth, Brad Beck at catcher. And rounding it out for the Chiefs will be Edwin Chavez, batting ninth and playing second. We're ready to go. Again, we appreciate having you along for the games today. Kelch steps in. Here's the pitch. Drives it to right field. It's going to fall for a base hit. So Sage Kelch gets a single. First pitch, first swing, and lines it to right field. That'll bring up Jade Poe batting second. See if he can advance the runner. Jade getting the signal from head coach Beck in the third base coach's box. Hoping to get all these games in today. It rained really heavy last night, but it looks a little bit suspicious today. First pitch is low, ball one. So Poe ahead in the count. 1 ball, no strikes. Kelch at first. Poe steps back in. Now he'll step out. Now he steps back in, digs in. Comes the second pitch. Hits him on the wrist. So Jade Poe is going to go to first on a hit by pitch. And that will send Sage Kelch down to second. So the Chiefs with a little rally going right now. See if they can keep it alive. Men at first and second, nobody out. And Paco Hernandez coming to the plate. Paco bats left-handed. Wind is actually starting to shift a little bit, so the wind's kind of blowing out to right field. First pitch to Hernandez. Here it comes. Paco lays down a bunt, and it may be a good single. It is. Great bunt by Paco Hernandez. He laid it down perfectly down the third baseline, and that's going to load the bases for Steph Spray. So runners all around, nobody out. Cleanup hitter Steph Spray is going to step into the box. Chance to open this game up right away. Pitcher brings the pitch right down the middle. So Steph Spray got a look at it. No balls, 1 strike. Spray steps back in. Here comes the pitch. In the dirt, gets away from the catcher. That's going to score a run. Kelch gets the first run of the ball game on a pass ball. So runners at third and second. And Spray at the plate, 1 run in. Great Bend with the early lead, 1-0 here in the top of the first, nobody out. Pitcher brings it. Spray takes it to right. I think that ball was trapped. Yeah, it was. Nope, it was caught. So Steph Spray on a liner that was headed to the right side. First baseman made a great play on it. So with 1 down, that's going to bring up Gavin Haberman, center fielder for the Chiefs, with men on second and third. Ball 1 on the first pitch. Timely hit right now by Haberman. Give the Chiefs a pretty good lead. They lead 1-0 right now. Haberman steps out of the box. Kelch has scored the Chiefs' run on a pass ball. There's a wind up in a pitch. That one a strike right across the outside corner. So 1 ball, 1 strike, 1 down. Runners at second and third. That being Jade Poe and Paco Haberman. Swing fouled out of play on the right side. 1 ball, 2 strikes. To the Chiefs center fielder, Gavin Haberman. Pitcher looking in. Goes to the stretch. Here's the pitch. This one, the fly ball out to center field, is going to be caught, but it may score a run. It is going to score a run. So an RBI for Gavin Haberman. And it's Jade Poe that comes across. Chiefs up 2-0. Paco Hernandez that time had to stay at second, as the center fielder could have cut it off or could have thrown it into second a lot easier. That's going to bring up Tyler Stolzatz. Tyler playing left field today. And we're going to have a courtesy runner. Runner at second. Chiefs with a 2-0 lead, 2 down. Stolzatz, here comes the pitch. Outside, 1 ball, no strikes. Good lead off of second base. Out of the stretch. Here comes, nope. Pitcher's going to step off the mound. He doesn't like that lead down at second, but that lead's going to be there. 1 ball, no strikes. Stolzatz. There's the pitch. Fouled back behind us. 1 ball, 1 strike. 2 outs. Chiefs with an early 2-0 lead against McPherson. 1-1 the count. Pitcher out of the stretch. Here comes the pitch. Inside. So Tyler Stolzatz ahead in the count. 2 balls and a strike. Stolzatz bats from the right side. This one low, so a 3-1 count. Tyler had a good game yesterday, as did several of the Chiefs. Here comes the 3-1 pitch. Oh, they're going to call it a strike. That one was right on the corner and right at the knees. So a full count, 3-2, 2 outs. Runner at second. Comes the payoff pitch. Inside, ball 4. So Tyler Stolzatz walks. There'll be runners at first and second with 2 outs. That's going to bring up Matthew Mater. Matthew had him a great birthday yesterday. Key hit in the first game and several of them in the second game. Matthew steps in. Here comes the first pitch. Fouled back. No balls and a strike, 2 down. Runners at first and second for the Chiefs. They hold a 2-0 lead here in the top of the first. Matthew Mater batting from the right side. Here comes the pitch. Matthew swinging a miss. So no balls and 2 strikes. Again, the Chiefs come in with a 10-2 record. Matthew Mater digs in. Here comes the pitch. That one's on the inside. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Pitcher gets ready. Out of the stretch. Matthew pops it up, third base, pitcher. And that's the 3rd out here in the first inning. But the Chiefs grab an early 2-0 lead. That'll take us to the bottom of the first. Paco Hernandez is going to be on the mound for the Chiefs. First batter up for McPherson is going to be Tucker Pellner. Tucker plays center field. And he bats from the left side, so it'll be lefty against lefty. Hernandez into the windup. Brings that one up. Thought that one was going to be there, but it's just a little bit inside. So 1 ball, no strikes. Pellner at the plate. Paco brings one right across the outside corner. What a beautiful pitch. So the count evens up at 1-1. 1 ball, 1 strike, nobody out here in the bottom of the first. Paco into the windup. That one inside. 2 balls, 1 strike. Batter steps in. Pitch right across the outside corner again. Paco Hernandez is painting that plate. Every one of those pitches have been either right there or just off of it. So the count's even. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Nobody out. Pelner takes a swing. Slow roller to second base. He may beat it out. He does. And then a wild throw goes past Steph Spray. So Tucker Pelner hit a slow roller to second base. Good enough for a single, though. And that's going to bring up Luke Schrader. Schrader's the second baseman for Emporia. On deck is Dawson File, who's also Emporia's pitcher. Out of the stretch, Hernandez brings the pitch. Bouncer, shortstop's going to take it, go to first. Got the out. Runner moves up to third. So a ground out by Schrader. That one goes 6-1. 1 down. Dawson File at the plate. Hernandez again out of the stretch. Brings it. Pop up to the right. It's going to go out of play. No balls, 1 strike, and 1 down here in the bottom of the second. Chiefs 2. No runs for McPherson so far, but they have a runner on third base. Dawson File steps back in. This one just barely high. That'll even the count, 1-1. Out of the stretch, Paco brings it home. This is a long fly ball to right field, going back on it and over the head. Over the head, center fielder's going to take it. That'll score a run. And into second with a double is going to be Dawson File. So he gets the RBI. That makes it 2-1. And now McPherson has a runner at second base. Dawson File that hit that double, he's their pitcher. That'll bring up Gavin Richardson. Bats from the right side. Hernandez into the stretch. Brings this one just a shade outside. 1 ball, no strikes. Paco looks in. Holding the runner at second. This one comes right across the inside of the plate. So Hernandez evens up the count at 1-1. Again, 1 out, runner at second for McPherson. Gavin Richardson at the plate. Now Hernandez steps off, runs the runner at second back to the bag, back on the rubber. Here comes the pitch. Beautiful curveball. It's popped up on the right-hand side. Second baseman takes it for the out. So Gavin Richardson with a pop up to second for the second out. That'll bring up Hadley Backus. Hadley batting in the 5th spot, plays first base. Here comes the pitch, beautiful pitch by Hernandez, gets ahead in the count. No balls and a strike. Paco into the stretch. Here comes the pitch. That's a beautiful pitch. As Hadley Backus just watches it go by. No balls and 2 strikes. 1 run across, runner at second. This pitch is just a little bit high and outside. 1 ball, 2 strikes. One good strike right here, Paco. Out of the stretch, here comes the pitch. That's a beautiful pitch. Ring him up. Ring him up as Hadley Backus watches that 3rd strike go by. So after 1 inning of play, it's the Chiefs 2, McPherson 1. All right, it's going to be Brad Beck to lead off the top of the second. Beck, right-handed batter. Digs in. Lines the first pitch to left field. And they're going to call it foul. That was close. That was very close. But it'll be a long strike, so no balls, 1 strike. Nobody down here in the top of the second. Chiefs with a 2-1 lead. 0-1 the count on Beck. Now he steps back in. Here comes the pitch. That one's low to the outside, 1-1. Next up will be Edwin Chavez, and then we go back to the top of the order. Beck, slow roller to third, going to go roll foul. 1 ball, 2 strikes. So Beck's been ahead of the pitcher pretty much this whole time. Just a little bit early. Beck, here comes the pitch. Gonna foul it off. Able to keep it alive. Chiefs did this a lot yesterday. They would get up there, foul off a lot of pitches, and that takes its toll on the opposing pitcher. Beck, here comes the pitch. Popped up behind us. So he stays alive. As I mentioned, in the top of the second, it's Beck, Chavez, and Kelch. Beck steps back in. 1 ball, 2 strikes, way outside. So that'll move the count to 2-2. And again, nobody out here in the top of the second. Stretch in the pitch. Swing and a miss. And safe at first. I think that was a catcher interference call. He swung, The ball was in the dirt, and he makes it down to first. So Beck with a strikeout. However, no out as he's at first base. That's going to bring up Edwin Chavez. Chavez, a right-handed hitter, facing a right-handed pitcher. Throw over to first, runner back. Chiefs very good at manufacturing runs. Chavez squares to bunt. Another throw back to first. Chavez steps back in. Here comes the pitch. It's called a strike, but getting down to second base is Brad Beck. So no harm, no foul right there. Chavez with a strike, so no balls, one strike, nobody out. Beck at second here in the top of the second inning. Out of the stretch, here comes the pitch. And it cuts across the inside corner. No balls, two strikes. I think Chavez was going to bunt that one, but looked to be inside. So he let it go. Here's the 0-2 pitch. High. One ball, two strikes. Again, Brad Beck at second base with nobody out. And a chance to add to the Chiefs' lead here in the top of the second. Chavez, swing and a miss. That was a nice pitch. So Chavez goes down on strikes. That'll be the first out, though. That's going to bring up the top of the lineup, Sage Kelch. Sage, Chiefs shortstop, right-handed batter. Steps into the box. Out of the stretch because of the runner at second. Throw to second goes into shallow center field, so Beck was able to get back, but he was not able to advance. Had a really good lead that time. Shortstop kind of snuck in behind him. Kelch steps back in. Beck doing a good job of bothering the pitcher by his leadoffs. Kelch still waiting for that first pitch. Here it comes. Low, ball one. One ball, no strikes. One out. Kelch at the plate. Poe will be the on deck. Here comes the pitch. That one cuts the outside corner. So 1 ball, 1 strike, 1 out. 2-1 Chiefs lead here in the top of the second inning. Beck leads off second. Kelch takes one a little bit inside. Ball 2. So a 2-1 count to Sage Kelch. Here we go again. Pitcher out of the stretch. This one's low and outside. So 3 balls and 1 strike to Sage Kelch. Again, Beck gets the lead off of second base. Umpire calls a timeout. 3 balls and a strike, 1 out to Sage Kelch. Beck with a big lead at second. Here comes the pitch. Right back up the middle. He may beat this one. They're going to call him out. Very close play. Kelch is able to advance the runner. So Brad Beck reaches third. They're going to get a courtesy runner for him. So a fielder's choice out for Sage Kelch. I thought he might beat that one out. Jade Poe steps into the batter's box, right side. Outside pitch. 1 ball, no strikes. Timely hit right here by Poe would score another run. Fouls this one off. Out of play, right side. Evens up the count. 1 ball, 1 strike. Pitcher out of the stretch. Brings it, swing and a miss. So the pitcher ahead in the count. 1 ball, 2 strikes, 2 down. Poe steps back in. Catcher setting up outside. Out of play, right side. Fouled off. So again, 1 ball, 2 strikes, and 2 down. Here comes the pitch. That one's high. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Good eye that time by Jade Poe. Pitcher looks in. Here comes the pitch. That one's going to be driven to right field for a base hit. And that'll score the run. So the Chiefs pick up a run here in the top of the 2nd inning. And that's an RBI for Jade Poe on a single to right field. He's going to bring up the pitcher, Paco Hernandez. Paco bats from the left side. Here comes the pitch, inside. 1 ball, no strikes, 2 down. Poe at first base, and the Chiefs with a 3-1 lead. Hernandez digs in. Here comes the pitch. Hernandez drives it deep to right center field, and it goes up against the wall. It's going to score a run, and Paco Hernandez has a triple. Paco got the full bat on that one to the right center field fence for a triple. And Jade Poe scores all the way from first base. Chiefs now take a 4-1 lead. Nice at bat for Paco Hernandez. That's going to bring up Steph Spray, cleanup hitter. Steph steps in. Pitch right across the outside of the plate. Called strike. No balls, 1 strike. 2 down, 4-1 Chiefs lead. Comes the pitch. That one's popped up right side and caught by the first baseman. So Steph Spray with the 3rd out on a pop up to first. The Chiefs pick up 2 more runs here in the top of the 2nd. They lead 4-1 as we go to the bottom of the 2nd. So here in the bottom of the second inning, it's going to be Blanchett, Weddle, and Myers. The 6, 7, and 8 hitters for McPherson. Hernandez, first pitch just misses the outside of the plate. 1 ball, no strikes. Blanchett swing and a miss. So that'll even the count. 1 ball, 1 strike. Again, nobody down. Wind up in the pitch. Good pitch by Paco, fouled off. Moves ahead in the count. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Hernandez in the windup, brings it home. Slow curve, ring him up. That time he caught Blanchett frozen. That's the second strikeout of the game for Paco Hernandez. So 1 down, and that's going to bring up Cade Weddle, third baseman. So this will be lefty against lefty. Wind up in the pitch by Paco, just a little bit low, ball 1. Again, we're glad to have you along this morning, and we'll see if it'll be 2 or 3 games today for the Chiefs. That pitch comes right in for a strike, so very quickly Hernandez moves the count to 1-1. Left-handed batter, Weddle. A little bit outside, 2 balls and a strike, 1 down. Chiefs with a 4-1 lead in the bottom of the second. Here comes a windup in the pitch. Fouled off, right side, right up against the Great Bend dugout. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Weddle, third baseman, steps in. Paco Hernandez. Here comes the pitch. Bring him up. Nice curveball by Paco Hernandez. That's nasty. That's a nasty hook. So 2 outs, both on strikeouts. That'll bring up Jarrett Myers. 2 down, no runners on base. Hernandez goes outside. 1 ball, no strikes. Out of the full windup, Hernandez. Here's the pitch. A little bit low, 2 balls, no strikes. Paco Hernandez has really good control of that plate. This one just a little bit outside. 3 balls, no strikes. All of these pitches that are missing are right there around the plate. This one hits the batter. So Jarrett Myers is going to go to first on a hit by pitch. And that will bring up Triton Pellner. Out of the stretch, here comes the pitch. Swing and a miss. Paco Hernandez with 2 strikeouts here in the top of, or the bottom of the second. He's ahead in the count. No balls and a strike here. Pick off to first. Runner gets back. Batter steps back in. Comes the pitch. That one just missed, so that'll even the count. 1 ball, 1 strike. 2 outs. Stretch in the pitch. A little bit inside. So 2 balls and a strike. Runner at first for McPherson. Paco out of the stretch, goes to first. Runner back safely. 4-1 lead by the Chiefs right now here in the bottom of the second inning. Hernandez looks in. Here comes the pitch. Called strike. No swing on that one. So 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs. Runner at first. Hernandez with the chance to strike out the side. Here comes the pitch. A little bit outside. Full count. Runner will be going. 3 balls, 2 strikes. Runner at first, 2 outs. Hernandez looks in. Goes to first with a pickoff. Back safely again as a runner. Out of the stretch. Hernandez brings the pitch. And it's high for ball 4. So Pellner reaches first on a walk. Jarrett Myers gets down to second. He was hit by a pitch. And that's going to bring back up top of the order Tucker Pellner. Bats from the left side. He had a solid single and scored the only run for McPherson in the first inning. Comes the pitch. Strike. No balls and a strike. Pellner steps back in from the left side. Paco looks in. Here comes the pitch. And that one is caught by the first baseman. Nice catch that time by Spray at first base. So no runs and no hits in that inning for McPherson. We'll go to the top of the third. Your score, the Chiefs 4 and McPherson 1. Venture Corporation was founded by Orville Butch Spray in the 1970s with a small asphalt plant in Larned, which has grown to become one of the largest asphalt contractors in Kansas. Today, Venture is a lot more than just asphalt paving, with over 150 employees, 4 portable plants, and production over 900,000 tons of asphalt annually. Venture does everything from parking lots and running tracks to highways and interstates. The main goals are safety, quality, and efficiency. We focus on commitment to our employees and community. Venture Corporation will uphold these traditions today, tomorrow, and in the future. Venture Corporation reminds you to shop at home and help a neighbor. And we thank you, Venture Corporation, for your sponsorship of Chiefs baseball. I promise I'm not going to lose my voice by the end of the day. We'll have a nice little break in between games. So for the Chiefs here in the top of the third, it's going to be Haberman, Stolzatz, and Matthew Mader, the 5, 6, and 7 hitters. Gavin Haberman, a right-handed hitter, steps into the box. Here comes the pitch. Called strike on the outside corner. No balls and a strike. Haberman, the first batter here in the top of the third. comes the pitch. They're going to call that one a strike. High and right across the outside corner. So Haberman down in the count. No balls, 2 strikes. Catcher setting up outside. Here comes the pitch. And they're going to call it a 3rd strike. So Haberman strikes out for the first out of the 3rd inning. It's kind of interesting because Dawson File, the pitcher for McPherson, works out of the stretch, whether there's runners on or not. Tyler Stolzatz drives it right back up the middle, just about hit the pitcher. So that's going to be a solid single for Stolzatz. He reached base in the 1st inning on a walk. So Tyler 1 for 1 today, has reached base twice. That's going to bring up Matthew Mader with a chance to advance Tyler Stolzatz. Only 1 down here in the top of the 3rd. Chiefs with a 4-1 lead. Pickoff move at first, gets away from the first baseman. Chugging for 3rd and making it is going to be Tyler Stolzatz. That was a wild pickoff move to first base that ended up going down the right field fence line, and Stolzatz was able to make it from 1st to 3rd. So Great Bend will have a runner at 3rd base with 1 out. Matthew Mader still in the box. That one was low. 1 ball, no strikes. Matthew Mader, right-handed batter. Pitcher brings it. This one right across the outside corner. That'll even the count. 1 ball, 1 strike. Only 1 out. Mader ready. Inside, just missed him. So 2 balls and a strike to Matthew Mader. He's got a chance to add to the Chiefs' lead right here. 2-1. Pitcher brings it outside. Catcher just saved a run right there because that pitch was way outside. Catcher was able to knock it down, and that kept Tyler Stolzatz at 3rd base. So 3-1 to count, 1 out. Matthew Mader out of the stretch. Here comes the pitch. Mader takes it through the gap of 3rd base and shortstop for a single, and that's going to score Tyler Stolzatz. So an RBI for Matthew Mader. That was a nice single right there. Batter's going to be Brad Beck, catcher for the Chiefs. Mader with the lead off first. Back at the plate, 1 out. Chiefs with a 5-1 lead. Comes the pitch, low, ball 1. Back ahead in the count, 1 ball, no strikes, 1 out. Runner at first. Out of the stretch. Here it comes. That one is called a strike, but Matthew Mader is able to steal 2nd base. So a nice steal that time by Matthew Mader. And a called strike on the play. So Brad Beck with 1 ball, 1 strike, still 1 out. and a runner in scoring position at second. Matthew Mater with the lead off. And there is a ground out to ground to shortstop. They go to third, and they're going to get the out. So Matthew Mater out at third, and Brad Beck reaching first on a fielder's choice. That'll bring up the bottom of the lineup, Edwin Chavez. A 5-1 lead for the Chiefs here in the top of the third. 2 outs. Here comes the pitch. Popped up, right side. And hauled in by the right fielder. Wasn't sure he was going to make it. But Chavez with a fly out to right field for the third out here in the bottom of the third inning. The Chiefs with a 5-1 lead. The Field House, a premier athletic training facility. Join us for open gym, 8 a.m. to 1 p.m., Monday through Friday, only $5 per session. Basketball hoops, volleyball net, batting cages, pitching mounds, weights, and cardio equipment. At the Field House, they believe in only the highest standards of physical fitness training. The staff members at the Field House are actively enriching the lives of our members and creating a community of like-minded people who love being healthy and strong. Join the Field House to get access to our amazing trainers, group fitness classes, our community of fitness-focused individuals cheering you on, state-of-the-art gym equipment, and so much more. Get unlimited classes for only $65 per month. We go to the bottom of the third inning, and it'll be the number 2, 3, and 4 hitters for McPherson. Luke Schrader, second baseman, had a ground out to shortstop his first time up. He bats from the left side. Hernandez with a nice curve. Came right across the plate. Paco ahead in the count. No balls and a strike. And this one is going to catch the batter in the back. So Luke Schrader is going to be hit by pitch, and he'll be down at first base. That'll bring up Dawson File, the pitcher, who had a double his last time up, and an RBI. First pitch comes in, a strike. No balls and a strike. Runner at first, nobody down. Bottom of the third. Paco with the pitch. This one just a little bit low. 1 ball, 1 strike. Right-handed batter in Dawson File. Steps back in. Drives this one to second base for the out. And tried to double off the runner, but the runner was just able to get back. So nice fielding job right there by the second baseman for the first out. First pitch comes in. A ball. 1 ball, no strikes. Chavez made a really good play on that last one. It was a line drive that he went up to get and quickly fired it back to first. And the runner at first was just barely able to get back. Counts 2 balls and a strike. Pick off play to first base, back safely. Chiefs 5, McPherson 1. Runner at first with 1 down. Richardson takes a swing and a miss. 2 balls, 1 strike to Gavin Richardson. Richardson, the cleanup hitter for McPherson. Plays left field, bats from the right side. Pickoff move to first, back quickly is the runner for McPherson. So we'll start over again. 2 balls and a strike. Here comes the pitch. Swing and a miss. That was a nice pitch there. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 1 out. 5-1 Chiefs. McPherson with a runner at first base. Here comes the 2-2 pitch. High and outside. 3 balls and 2 strikes. Comes the payoff pitch. Pop to the right side. That's going to fall for a single. That was a lazy looper to right field. So Richardson's going to pick up a single on that one. And down at second is Luke Schrader. That will bring up the number 5 hitter, Hadley. Right-handed batter. So runners at first and second with 1 out. Here's the first pitch by Hernandez. Right down the pipe. 1 strike. No balls. And again, 1 out. Hernandez looks in. Working out of the stretch. Here comes the pitch. Nice curveball. He's been really effective with that curveball all day long. So he's ahead in the count. No balls, 2 strikes, 1 out. Paco looks in. Again, working out of the stretch, holding the runners to first and second. Here comes the pitch. Ring him up. Ring him up. So second out here in the bottom of the third. And for Paco Hernandez, that is his 4th strikeout here in the game. That brings up Cade Blanchett. First pitch, little inside. 1 ball, no strikes. Again, runners at first and second with 2 down now. Bottom of the third, Chiefs lead 5-1. Hernandez keeping track of the runners. Brings the pitch. Outside corner, call strike. 1 ball, 1 strike. And Cade steps back in, right side. Hernandez looks in, gets the signal. Steps off the rubber. Runner dives back into second base, safe. So Hernandez back up on the mound. The stretch and the pitch. That one is fouled out of play to the right. So the count will remain at 1 ball, 2 strikes. Again, 2 outs. Runners at first and second. And we'll do it over again. Paco Hernandez looks in, gets the signal. Working out of the stretch. Brings it. Swing and just barely fouling it off is Cade Blanchett. But he stays alive. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Always hate to guess on pitches, but if I was guessing, I'm going to say a sweeping curve. Paco steps off the rubber, gets runners to go back to their bases. Out of the stretch. Here comes the pitch. Low and inside. And I'm not going to tell you if I was right or wrong. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Or 2 balls and 2 strikes. There's a pitch, driven to the right side. Spray knocks it down, steps on the bag. For the 3rd out of the inning. So no runs in the bottom of the 3rd inning. Score remains 5-1 Chiefs, and we'll move to the top of the 4th. Scott Mader and the Mader family take this opportunity to acknowledge the many athletes who represent the community well. These young men featured tonight are learning early that success comes with sacrifice and that there are great rewards for the diligent who work to the finish. Congratulations to the members of the American Legion baseball team and the athletes in other sports who represent our community year-round. Scott Mader and the Mader family thank all the parents who sacrifice time and energy every year to see that their children have the opportunity to compete at their sport or activity. This is building the future of our community by instilling leadership skills and life learning lessons in the field, on the court, or in the auditorium. Support the young people of our community in all their worthy endeavors and thank the parents and the village that make it happen. Scott Mader and family, thank you so much. Here in the top of the 4th inning, we're going to move back up to the top of the order for the Great Bend Chiefs. It'll be Kelch, Poe, and Hernandez, the first 3 batters. Kelch with a single and a fielder's choice. First pitch, outside corner, strike 1. Kelch, right-handed batter, facing foul, right-handed pitcher. That pitch is high. Kelch back into the box. Here's the pitch. And this ball is popped up in the infield. Third baseman drops it. So E5, and Kelch reaches first base on a dropped pop-up. So Kelch is living right today. He's reached base 3 times, 1 single, 1 fielder's choice, and 1 on a dropped pop-up. He stands at first with nobody out. Jade Poe, the batter. Jade got hit by pitch first time up and got an RBI the second time, drive to center field. Hauled in for the first out. And that'll keep Kelch at first base. So Poe, pop out to center field, 1 out. Paco Hernandez, left-handed pitcher, left-handed batter. And he had a triple his last time at the plate. He's 2 for 2 today. Single and a triple. Pickoff move back to first. Kelch safely back in. And I mean, Hernandez tagged that dribble. Kelch lead off at first. Here comes the pitch. Throw down to second. Safe at second is Kelch. That pitch was a little bit low, so 1 ball, no strikes. And down to second base is Kelch. Paco Hernandez still in the box. Head in the count. Big lead for Kelch. So File steps back off of the rubber. Now he's back up. Hernandez. Here comes the pitch. That one a slow curve. Fouled off of the right side. So 1-1 to count on Paco Hernandez. 1 down and a 5-1 Chiefs lead here in the top of the 4th. Here comes the pitch. Another curve. Bounces back up the middle. And they barely get him at first base as Kelch moves down to third. So second out of the inning. That's going to bring up Steph Spray. Cleanup hitter for Great Bend. He's gone right both times. Both times to the first baseman. Here comes the first pitch inside, ball 1. Time for a hit for Steph Spray. That'll bring in another Chiefs run. 1 ball, no strikes. Here comes the pitch. Spray fouls it back against the backstop. And that'll even the count. 1 ball, 1 strike. 2 down. Top of the 4th. Spray digs in from the right side. Comes the pitch. That one. Catcher made a good stop on. And it's low for ball. Ball 2. 2 balls, 1 strike to Spray. Comes the pitch. Called strike. Evens out the count. 2 balls, 2 strikes. And 2 outs. Spray still has an opportunity to bring that run in, as Kelch is just down at third base. Foul tip. Spray was able to stay alive barely on that one. So back into the box with a 2-2 count. Steph Spray looks out. Here comes the pitch. It's a curve, and Spray gets around on it early. But that was fairly deep down the left field line. Got around on that slow curve early. Spray back into the box. Here comes the pitch. Spray fouls it back behind us. Stays alive. And the count remains 2 balls, 2 strikes. Spray steps back into the box. Out of the stretch. Here comes the pitch. Bounced to third base. And just barely out at first base is Steph Spray. So that's the only inning that the Chiefs haven't scored in, but they keep a 5-1 lead. I'd like to remind you, if the Chiefs are successful in this game, they'll play a 4:30 game. And if they don't, they play a 2 or a 2:30 game. But if they win this one and win a 4:30 game, then they'll play in the championship game this evening. And I think that one's scheduled for a 6:40 start, assuming there's no rain. And even though the Chiefs were 2-0 yesterday, there were 4 other teams that were the same way, that were 2-0. And so they go by tiebreakers, being runs scored, allowed runs, that type of thing. So the Chiefs ended up with a 5th seed. Paco Hernandez sailing along. We're going to the bottom of the 4th. And for McPherson, it'll be the bottom of the lineup: Cade Weddle, Jarrett Myers, and Triton Pellner. Four strikeouts so far for Paco Hernandez. Lefty brings in the first pitch. Strike. Actually a ball. So 1 ball, no strikes. Pitch fouled out of play, left side. That'll even the count. Into the windup, Hernandez brings it inside, 2 balls and a strike. First batter here in the bottom of the 4th. Here comes the pitch. Outside. 3 balls and a strike. Paco into the windup. Here's the pitch. Fouled back to the left, behind us. That'll make it a full count. Full count with nobody down. And again, bottom of the lineup. That pitch just a little outside. So a walk is issued to Cade Weddle. He'll be down at first base. That'll bring up Jarrett Myers. Shortstop for McPherson. His only at bat, he was hit by a pitch. Hernandez looks in. Brings it. Fouled off the right side. So Paco Hernandez ahead in the count. No balls, 1 strike. To the first batter here in the bottom of the 4th inning. Jarrett Myers steps back in. Hernandez brings it home. Right down the pipe. No balls and 2 strikes. Runner at first. Lead off at first. Here comes the pitch. Fouled straight up and back. So Myers stays alive. No balls, 2 strikes. 5-1 here in the bottom of the 4th. Chiefs leading. Hernandez looks in. Throws to first, runner back. Both pitchers very aware of the runners today. Keeping those runners close. Hernandez ahead in the count. No balls, 2 strikes. Here comes the pitch. And it's a bouncer to third base. He'll go to first. And it gets past the first baseman. So that's going to score a run. And Jarrett makes it down to second base. So Cade Weddle scores the run, and Jarrett Myers reaches second on an error on a throw to first base. 5-2. Runner at second, one out. Fouled back to the right. Triton Pellner. No balls, one strike. And again, nobody down. Or nobody out. Runner at second. Here comes the pitch. They say he didn't go. So, one ball, one strike. Hernandez back on the mound. Looking at the runner at second. Steps off, runner back. Pitch right on the outside corner. One ball, two strikes. Nobody out. Again, runner at second. 2 out of the 3 runs by McPherson have been unearned runs. Hernandez looks the runner back to second. Now he'll take his place back on top of the mound. Triton Pellner. Here's the pitch. Bouncer to first base. Spray's going to take the out as the runner advances to third. So, ground out to first for the first out. Here in the bottom of the fourth, we go to the top of the fourth, or I'm sorry, we go back to the bottom of the first to the top of the order, and it'll be Tucker Pellner stepping in with a runner at third and one down. Chiefs with a 5-2 lead. Pellner, first pitch, a strike. Pellner, a left-handed batter. So it's lefty versus lefty. Here comes the pitch. Swing and a miss. Strike 2. No balls, 2 strikes. Paco Hernandez ahead in the count. And looking for his 5th strikeout here of the game. Pellner steps back in. Here comes the pitch. Swing and a miss, strike 3. Five strikeouts now for Paco Hernandez. That's going to bring up Luke Schrader to the plate with 2 down and a runner at third. Schrader, a left-handed batter as well. Here comes the pitch. Fouled off the left-hand side. Out of play. Hernandez ahead in the count. No balls and a strike. Chiefs looking to strand that runner at third, as they've already scored. McPherson's already scored 1 run. Here comes the pitch. Swing and a miss. Oh, 0-2 the count. Paco Hernandez looks for his 6th strikeout of the game. Here we are in the bottom of the 4th. Here comes the 0-2 pitch. Fouled off. So we'll do it again. That was actually a foul tip off the bat. So no balls, 2 strikes, 2 out. Runner at third and Luke Schrader at the plate. Paco Hernandez brings it. And Another hit by pitch. That's the second time in a row on Luke Schrader. So he'll go to first. So runners at the corners. 2 outs. And it's going to be Dawson File at bat. Dawson with a double in the first inning. And lined out to second. So 1 for 2. He's the third batter for McPherson. Hernandez, runner going. Throw down to second. Safe. So now runners at first and third. Runners at second and third. No balls and a strike to Dawson File. 2 down. Hernandez looks in. Here it comes. High. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Again, the Chiefs clinging to a 5-2 lead because there's runners at second and third, but there's also 2 outs. Hernandez facing File. That pitch just barely outside. 2 balls. Hernandez looks in. Comes the pitch. Nice curve across the plate. Two balls, 2 strikes. Hernandez looks in. Here it comes. Grounder to third. Long throw to first. And just in time, the Chiefs record the 3rd out before McPherson can score any more runs. So your score after 4 innings of play is Great Bend 5, McPherson 2, and we'll move to the top of the 5th. Okay, if you're wondering about time, this game started, it was either 10:05 or between that and 10:10. They will end the game at 1 hour and 50 minutes. They will not start a new inning at 1 hour and 45 minutes. And right now, we're very close to 1 hour and a half. So if the Chiefs can score some runs here and take some time doing it, it may end up being the last inning of the ball game. But for the Chiefs, it's going to be 5, 6, and 7. Gavin Haberman, Tyler Stolzatz, and Matthew Mader coming to the plate, first 3 batters. Warm-up throw down to second. We're ready to go. So on the top of the 5th, it's going to be Haberman. Haberman actually had an RBI in the first inning. His only other time in the 3rd was a strikeout, so a chance to redeem himself here. Haberman steps in. Pitch comes in low. Ball 1. Haberman looking the pitcher down. This one comes, and in the gap between 3rd and 2nd, solid single by Gavin Haberman. So he'll start the 5th inning off with a single. That's going to bring up Tyler Stolzatz. And Tyler's been on base both times. In the first with a walk, in the 3rd with a single, and he also scored a run in the third. He'll step in with a runner at first, nobody down. Here comes the pitch, low and outside, ball one. Stolzat's ahead in the count. 1 ball, no strikes, nobody down. Gavin Haberman at first base with the leadoff. Throw back to first. Safely back in is Haberman. Here comes the 1 ball, no strike pitch. Reaches out, taps it to third. They go to second, safe. And reaching first is going to be Tyler Stolzat. So on a fielder's choice, Tyler reaches first base, but Haberman was safely into second. So 2 runners on at first and second, nobody down, and it's going to be Matthew Mader stepping to the plate. He had an RBI and a single in the 3rd inning. Tries to lay down a bunt, and it's going to be a strike. So no balls, 1 strike, nobody down. Chiefs with runners at first and second. Here comes the pitch. Throw down to second base, and barely back in is Gavin Haberman. Barely back in. 0-2 the count to Matthew Mader. Mader steps back in. File. Here's the pitch. Swing and a miss. So Tyler Mader goes down on strikes. That'll be the first out here in the top of the 5th inning. That's going to bring up Brad Beck. Beck with a chance to advance the runners at first and second with only 1 down. Pitch comes in. Tapper down the 3rd baseline. And they're going to let it roll foul. That one almost stayed fair, which would have loaded the bases. However, it just rolls out of play. So no balls and 1 strike. They count to Brad Beck. Again, runners at first and second. Beck steps in. File. Brings the pitch. That one's outside. That'll even the count at 1-1. Haberman at second. Stolzat at first. And Beck at the plate. Beck takes his second ball. Ball 2, strike 1. Only 1 down here in the top of the 5th. Beck looks out. Foul brings the pitch. Gets away from the catcher. That one was inside. So a 3-1 count to Brad Beck with only 1 down here in the top of the 5th. Chiefs with a 5-2 lead. Again, runners at first and second. Pitcher looks at the runners. Now he brings the pitch. Driven down the 3rd baseline. And it's fair ball. Fair ball as it got by the 3rd baseman. That's going to score a run. That one is going to score a run. So Brad Beck with a single. It'll be Gavin Haberman scoring from second. And Tyler Stolzat was able to make it down to second. So runners at first and second for the Chiefs. They now have a 4-run lead, 6-2, here in the top of the fifth with one out. That'll bring up Edwin Chavez. He steps in with runners at first and second. First pitch, driven down to third baseline, but foul. Chavez, when he steps in the box, he bats right-handed, and he's got his right foot on the very inside and back stripe of the plate. So buys himself that little extra bit of time on the pitch. Here comes the second one outside. That one almost got away. But 1 ball, 1 strike, and 1 out to Edwin Chavez. Runners at first and second. Foul with the pitch, low and outside. 2 balls and a strike. Foul, the pitcher for McPherson brings it low. So good eye by Edwin Chavez, moves the count to 3 balls and 1 strike with 1 down and runners at first and second. Foul, brings the pitch inside, walks him. So good eye that time by Edwin Chavez. And the bases are juiced with 1 out. Top of the order, Sage Kelch coming to bat. Chiefs have scored 1 in this inning. They lead 6-2. McPherson getting their signals together as to how they're going to play it. Who's going to cover second in the event of a pickoff? Kelch, first pitch, bounces in front of the plate. Catcher's able to block it. So ball 1. That was a nice stop by the catcher that time. Kelch ahead in the count. 1 ball, no strikes. Here comes the pitch. Low and outside, ball 2. So 2-0 the count on Kelch. Bases are loaded with 1 out. Wind up in the pitch. That one's a strike. 2 balls, 1 strike. That was a straight up fastball that Kelch was going to take all the way. Here comes the pitch down the third baseline, just outside the bag. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Looked like it might stay safe for a minute, or stay in play for a minute, but nonetheless, 2-2 the count, 1 out. Kelch drives it to deep left field, just foul. Kelch got around on that one and got good bat on the ball. So he'll step back in with a 2-2 count. And again, 1 down. Runners at second and third. Kelch takes a swing, drives it to left field, and it gets past the left fielder. That one's going to clear the bases. And Kelch goes into second with a double. Timely double by Sage Kelch. He gets 3 RBIs on that play as Stolzatz, Brad Beck, and Edwin Chavez all score on the play. So 4 runs for the Chiefs here in the top of the 5th. They now lead it 9-2. That's going to bring up Poe to the plate. Poe hit by a pitch and also has an RBI. He gets hit by a pitch again. So Jade Poe, second time here in the ball game, hit by a pitch. So runners at first and second with one down. Chiefs with a 9-2 lead. At the plate, Paco Hernandez. First pitch, bounce back to the pitcher. They go to third, get the force. So Paco is safe at first on a fielder's choice. As Kelch is thrown out at third. 2 outs. Steph Spray coming to the plate. Steph looking for his first hit in the ball game. Runners at first and second. 2 down. Top of the 5th. And a 9-2 Chiefs lead. Here's the windup and the pitch outside. Nope, caught the outside corner. No balls, 1 strike. Spray calls for a timeout. Steps back out. Now he steps back into the box. Runners at first and second, pick off at second. Almost sailed into center field. No balls, 1 strike, 2 outs. Spray at the plate. Runners at first and second. Comes the pitch. Swing and a miss. So 0-2 the count for Steph Spray. There's 2 down. The Chiefs have 4 across this inning, and they lead 9-2. Here comes the 0-2 pitch. Bounces past the plate. That one, a wild pitch, is going to advance the runners to second and third. So it's Jade Poe at third. Paco Hernandez at second. Actually a pinch runner for Paco Hernandez, I think, at second. Spray with 1 ball, 2 strike count. Swing, fouls it back. Spray with a chance to drive 2 in here. Big lead off at second base. Here comes the pitch. Inside. So the count evens out. 2 balls, 2 strikes, and 2 outs. Spray will go at it again. This pitch pulled down the left field side, out of play. Count will remain at 2-2. And Spray represents, that one's inside. Full count, 3-2. Spray represents the last batter at the plate before we start around again. So the Chiefs have gone completely through their starting lineup in this inning. Pop up right side. Catcher drops it.
You're okay, bro, right? Okay. Good try. Shake it off.
So with Spray up there, the Chiefs have batted around.
One more, boys. Come on,
Spray still alive. 3 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs. Runners at second and third. Time is now 11:49. So this rounded through the left side. That was going to score 2 runs. So Steph Spray with a solid single to left field. And Steph with 2 RBIs. As that one scores Jade Poe and Paco Hernandez. It's now 11 to 2. At the plate for the second time, Herman, or Gavin Haberman, who started this off. Gavin Haberman started this off with a single, so has a chance to get 2 hits in 1 inning. Drives it deep to left field, going back and caught by the left fielder. This one, I think, is going to be the last inning. Right now, the score is 11 to 2. Chiefs up by 9. And I think we're going to end up with time limit on the game. Chiefs working on moving their record to 11 and 2, and also getting a little bit of a rest until the 4:30 game. And again, we'll be carrying that game for you. Empire improvements and overhead doors for everything outside your home or business. Top to bottom, Empire can help remodel your space and bring your vision to reality. For every project, Empire will provide free estimates, a project timeline, and quality workmanship. Core products and services are doors, windows, siding, roofing, guttering, and garage doors. And we thank Empire. Okay, bottom of the 5th inning. It's going to be the top of the order. Here's the first pitch. Called strike on the outside corner. I said it was going to be the top of the order. It's actually cleanup hitter Gavin Richardson. Second pitch, swing and a miss. So Paco Hernandez ahead in the count, no balls, 2 strikes. Curve ball comes in, driven to center field, taken in by Haberman. So first out of the inning. Gavin Richardson would fly out to center field. Hadley Backus at the plate. Outside with the first pitch. 1 ball, no strikes. Hernandez working quickly. That one right down the pipe. Evens the count, 1 ball, 1 strike, 1 out. Here comes the pitch. Swing and a miss. Hernandez has 5 strikeouts and looking for his 6th. 1 ball, 2 strikes, the count. Here's the pitch. Popped up. Popped up. Shortstop. Kelch fades back and makes the catch. So that's 2 down. And that's going to bring up Cade Blanchett, designated hitter. 2 down. 11 to 2 lead by the Chiefs. Paco, first pitch, driven to left center and running it down for the 3rd out. An amazing play by Tyler. That's going to be the ball game. That was a great play by Tyler Stolzatz, And they've reached the time limit in this one. So the Chiefs will move their record to 11-2. They win this one 11-2. And they'll be playing in the 4:30 game. Chiefs are on a roll. I believe this is their 8th in a row. The Chiefs were able to score in every inning except the fourth. They scored 2 in the first, 2 in the second, 1 in the third, none in the fourth, and then they added 6 big runs in the top of the 5th inning to win this one 11-2. That's going to do it for this ball game this morning. We ask you to tune back in for the 4:30 game. We appreciate your listening in, and be sure to thank one of the many fine sponsors you hear throughout the broadcast. They're the ones that make it all possible for us to be bringing you Chiefs baseball this summer. That'll do it. We'll be back at 4:30.